Welcome everyone to the very first Patreon exclusive episode.
Boom, boom.
You made it. We're here.
That's the Patreon exclusive theme song, I guess.
It's just Jake doing the end of the nighttime theme song.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
that was good. Nah, these night times, along with most of these Patreon episodes, are gonna be pretty low key and chill. Mainly because I don't want to add a ton more workload to my plate otherwise we wouldn't get everything done. So we're gonna be hanging out. It's gonna be chill. We're having a good time. And so yeah, we're just gonna kind of talk about
have a good time, aren't we?
We're gonna have a good time. You better have a good time.
That's what I came out here to do, but I'm feeling
we're all having a great time.
So much fun. Yeah, we're gonna be kind of picking up the conversation that we left off in the Nighttime 7 because we had to cut that convo short because life. But now we don't have to. Now we can.
Now we don't have life.
No, we don't have life, exactly.
We have ascended beyond.
I took
such
that spell
things.
out of my spell slots in order to put Thundaga in.
Real talk. I was at a thing today, and we had some root beer floats, and there was 4 of us, and 3 of us were drinking them really fast, and we're like, "Ooh, we kind of got brain freeze." And the 4th person goes, "You guys still get brain freezes?" And I'm like, "What do you mean you still get brain? Did you level up, transcend beyond brain freezes? What does that mean?"
While you all studied mathematics, I put all of my stats into the brain blockade skill tree.
Yeah, the brain shield.
The cold diversion, yeah. I would need to look up what actually causes a brain freeze because now
is that
curious.
what the appendix is for?
Sure,
that's probably
Might as well.
it. Yeah,
might as well be.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are understanding the tone of what this episode is going to be by now.
The tone. So the tone is this. Bum. That's the tone.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
I'm on my fucking A game right now.
We're burning it on this. Oh my goodness. Wasting.
So, just in case you're wondering, when your body experiences sudden extreme cold of the mouth or throat, it tries to react and warm up, causing blood vessels throughout the head to expand, letting extra blood into the area to warm it up. The quick change in blood vessel size causes sudden pain.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Huh.
Learned something.
So, learn to constrict your head blood vessels.
Yeah.
Grow up.
I would be...
Or I think what people say is you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth so it warms it up a different way.
Never works for me.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing.
I didn't know there were strategies to help it stop. I thought the whole point was that the person you're with is just you shouldn't have drank it that fast, idiot.
Shouldn't have done it.
That's the moral. Yeah.
The moral of the story is shouldn't have done that.
Right. That was my takeaway. Yeah.
It's 2021, Jamie.
Yeah.
We're beyond morals.
Oh. I was like, where are you going with it? It's 2021. We should know how to drink root beer by now? I guess.
You guys still have morals?
Come on. We're above that. So, boys, I'm going to let you decide. We've got a couple Patreon questions we can talk about. Otherwise, we can just shoot the breeze, or we can use those as our kind of fodder to get us going.
I think we should definitely start with one and then save another one for later.
Okay. We're going to start it with one. Okay, we'll start with a question from Lauren. She asked, who is everyone's favorite character outside the main party?
Oh, there you go.
That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Lauren, for your question.
Shall we... I should have asked this before. Do we want to keep this mostly to Season 3 stuff or all of Knight's Quest?
I think... we're celebrating 100, so...
Sure, yeah.
Celebrating 100.
Works for me.
Man, that's tough, though.
I'm going to say 2 characters because I feel like they come as a package deal.
Oh, I already think I know. Uh-huh. Well, there's a lot of package deals.
Yeah, it could. There's a couple. It could be.
There's a couple package.
Oh, okay. Okay, see, now you've said this. It's between 2 package deals in this season.
Okay.
I realized we actually have a lot of characters that come in pairs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The 2 trainers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And Pemberley and Simmons.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, those are very good.
I think probably because the trainers, I've gone back and listened to that scene, and it was just I fucking bust out laughing every single time because it was such a moment of just pure complete connection on
Yeah.
our part. Like we
Yeah.
didn't plan that ahead of
That
time
synergy.
at all. We were
Yeah.
just playing back and forth. It was so fucking funny. And Pemberley and Simmons, because
Not planned at all is true, but I will say that you 100% took those names from a warm-up we did that day.
Oh, Pemberley and Simmons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about Megan Trainor and Personal Trainer.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that was all on the fly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pemberley and Simmons were from a 3-line warm-up.
Yes.
Right.
But I'm
That
glad
we
we
were
got
like-
to. I couldn't let go of them.
Yeah.
We could.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, I'm gonna get these suckers in this, and it worked very perfectly. Man, my brain is now thinking, who's my favorite pair character, my favorite duo character, instead of just thinking who's my favorite.
I mean, Tanner and Taylor.
You've got
definitely.
the guards.
The guards
Rory,
from Hidgety in season 1 are absolutely my vote
Reginald
because
Rory.
I can't even fully remember their names. I think it was
Stingo and Rar.
their first
and
names
Rar.
were Stingo and Rar.
Yeah.
Okay. What? No.
Or was it their last names? Was
They
it
were
Rory
they were
and...
something in Rory, right?
I got it. I'll look it up. You keep talking. I'll find it.
I think they were. Were they Reginald and Rory?
Reginald
sound
and
right?
that sounds right.
Okay, here we go. We
Yeah.
got Recluse, Spars, Howda,
Oh,
Vida,
Spars Bar.
Philip and Peter,
Spelled with 3
Mordecai Loafer. Where are the guards at?
Y'all, Hidgety was a good time.
Hidgety was a good time. We spent way
lot.
too long there.
A lot happened in Hidgety.
Yeah.
It's on a different page.
I mean, Hidgety was our
Rex.
first out of Goldon trip, so...
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's Rory Stingo and Reginald Rar.
Okay, yep.
God, that was a good time. I especially since as with all of these pair characters, I got to just like listen to it, and I didn't need to like hold back from just laughing the whole time,
Right.
because I didn't have anything I needed to do.
I mean, Bartuk?
Of course. Oh, of
Bartuk
course.
is technically a non-main party, yeah.
I will say, like, for total... not related to, like, comedy or jokes or haha funny, but just genuinely for, like, an interesting, unique character, Sim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love Sim. Like, as a concept.
That's where I'm at with Neener. Like, just
good.
anything to do with that character, I'm like, I love playing it. I love the visual. Like, I love picturing Neener in my head. How he started, just like as a joke, and then this super dope heavy thing, and then like the mystery. Like, there's so much behind it. But like his personality is like, I don't think he's my favorite personality though,
Okay.
out of all the characters. But he's pretty. You know what I think we should do?
What's that?
We should create some kind of bracket system, whether it's we put it on the Discord or the Facebook, probably the Discord because Patreons, you got it.
Yep.
And where we vote for our favorite non-party character.
How many people are going to be in this bracket?
I mean, we can
Are you gonna
have
include
multiple
every
tiers.
single canonical non-main character.
Oh my goodness.
That would be a lot. That would be a lot of
Yeah.
characters. It would be interesting though. We could have maybe we have like a spirits bracket. No, there's not that many spirits to do a whole bracket. You know what? We'll figure this out.
Yeah,
We'll do some. Because that sounds fun.
it does
'Cause I
sound
see
fun.
those happening on Reddit all the time, and I'm like, I want to do this.
I think if I was trying to be more serious about it and not just go with what my heart wants, which is just the funny answers,
There's nothing wrong with that. It's a comedy podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like I have to add like asterisks next to comedy
Oh, yeah.
after like some of the episodes we've had. I'm like,
Right.
are we still a comedy podcast?
Yeah, after that, I never remember, after the Azomite episode, I was like, whoa, boy.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just like a storytelling podcast that is mainly comedic.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, they say comedy is tragedy plus time, so.
Yeah. Jamie, you were going to answer. Sorry, I interrupted.
yeah. Well, I started rambling about funny characters, which I would, of course, have to say Ulrich is the greatest and will always be.
Ooh.
But no, if I'm trying to answer this question seriously, probably just Bjorn, because
Oh, sure, yeah.
from the beginning, with little weird quirks about his character have made him so endearing and fun, and then of course over time, as we kept going in this story, the other side of him, which is a much more emotional side, came out, and that's been really cool to play opposite of as Rainer, because there's so much that of that relationship that has been around since the beginning, but also there's the weird stuff of how do I interact with my father now that I'm like on a weird hero quest, and like how do we talk? Is that different? How do we relate to what we're still hoping for? And it, I don't know. There's something very fascinating about that to me.
Yeah. I feel like the especially as we've had those Saki calls.
Yeah,
I feel like Bjorn has been that voice of what Rainer really wants, right? To just well, maybe not, but like of just being home, of just being a bard and not this epic hero stuff. Like just simple life, and that's like been reverberated, and you try to get back to that.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe I'm English lidding this too much.
No, I think a lot of that's right. I don't want to. I feel like very often I try to monologue about what I think Rainer is and what he wants and stuff. So I'm going to try to avoid that this time, because Bjorn himself is really. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just like Bjorn. I think it's interesting whenever we learn more about him or whenever we get his perspective on things more. That's just fun to me. Yeah.
Jake, you had been making a face earlier.
Yep, I absolutely didn't want to interrupt what you guys were saying. I typed in Knight's Quest on Google because I was trying to get to our website. And in doing so, I discovered, and maybe you've seen this already, knightsquest.org or Knight's Quest Ministries.
I've not seen this one. Whoa.
You were going to talk about the video game.
I thought you were talking about the video game.
No, so I clicked on it, and the first page, it says Knight's Quest, and there's some armor and a sword, and it's got this font. It says the tech safe home. The first banner that pops up is it says, kids can get into real trouble online. Sexting, predators, inappropriate websites. The picture is an iPhone with a phone call, and the caller ID is just sex.
Oh no. I mean, everybody remembers the first time they got the call.
You get
from
called by
sex.
sex. Yeah.
Oh, and it's the mobile number. It's not even their home number. So then next to it is a picture of a person in a hoodie sitting in front of a laptop, but there's no face in the hoodie. It's just like a void.
Oh my goodness.
Sure, of course, yeah.
So then...
You know, the void texter, yeah.
Yeah, the next banner that pops up is, it's hard for kids to live a pure life. Dating, the internet, the media. There's somebody holding up a sign that says, what are your rules for dating? And then some like text that says, social, love, cybersex, date online, friends, profile, chat. And then a picture of a mom watching TV and covering her son's eyes.
Why is it called Knight's Quest, though?
I don't know. And then the third banner is, adults have challenges there, too. God's boundaries for kids still apply to grown-ups. I'm just like looking down at some of the links. How to protect your home, biblical relationships, programs for churches. They have a YouTube channel. Filter your home network for free. So you think you can trust your kids on the internet? Help, my child hit a porn site. What do I do now?
Oh boy.
Sexting, what's the big deal? Part 1.
Is this the name of a church? Or is it like a company?
Or is it just a ministry? Like a nonprofit?
Donate, get started, internet safety, webinars.
Oh, okay.
Live blogs, Knight's Quest TV, about. Knight's Quest Ministries is dedicated to addressing the unique problems posed to individuals and families by the advent of our high-tech, ever-changing, over-sexualized society. Our primary focus...
I found it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Our primary focus...
You were not kidding about Void Hoodie. Wow.
Void Hoodie?
Oh no. Our primary focus has been to educate and equip parents and youth so they can defend against the threats posed by internet pornography, online predators, and the new cybersexuality.
Wow.
I identify as cybersexual.
Yeah, I only date robots.
Stop. Buddy Knight is the director and principal speaker for all KQM seminars. His last name is Knight.
It's his quest.
Oh, so this is his quest.
Yeah, Buddy Knight.
Okay. Right.
Oh,
okay.
no, it gets better. Buddy graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1981 with a degree in systems engineering. During his naval career, he served in various active and reserve units, including attack and reconnaissance squadrons, major intelligence centers, and on a carrier group battle staff. He was recalled to active duty for Operation Desert Storm.
What?
Oh, wow.
I would say that was Knight's quest.
That was his quest.
More so
Operation
than anything
Desert
else.
Storm.
Yeah. I am...
Buddy received his Master's of Divinity with Biblical Languages degree from Southwest Baptist, blah, 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 blah. With his degree, he completed a concentration in the field of marriage and family counseling. As an ordained minister of the gospel, Buddy has served as both a pastor and as a minister at large. At large? Is he a criminal?
He's wanted for doing too much Jesus.
Knight's Quest Ministries was founded in 2001 as a result of the Lord's leading during Buddy's 2000 to 2001 field theology seminars classes.
Wow.
Wow.
So
no one will be surprised this is based in Texas.
Yeah, Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Represent.
I found it now.
So
Okay, so
listeners, as I'm sure you've already guessed by now, we are going to be changing the direction of our podcast in a pretty major way.
Yep.
Now that we have this information.
yeah, this has all been a trick.
Yeah, that's actually what this nighttime is for, is this big announcement. We are going to be...
Yeah, now that we are on Patreon,
yeah.
We're actually going to change our whole thing.
We're going to be encouraging unhealthy cybersexual relationships.
Wait, so we're fighting against him? We're not
Oh,
joining him?
okay.
I'm calling sex right now. I have the phone number.
Does it actually have a number on there?
Absolutely not. You think they would just give that information out on the freaking homepage?
Oh, yeah. It just
Got to
says-
listen to the webinars.
Okay, so I feel like I need to
Right.
make something clear. So
Yeah.
as some of you know, just because the people listening to this know me personally, but not all of you, I love me my Jesus, right? That's where I work.
Yeah.
That's my jam. But I will also be among the people that will critique things like this, where I'm like, on the one hand, I get it. Like, yeah, there's dangerous things online for kids. Get that.
Right.
Great. But this website, this ain't it. This ain't it.
It's like borderline, like Windows 95, like hasn't been updated since the internet.
I mean, this started in 2001, and I think he just left it. He made it then, and
It kind of sounds like it, yeah.
what is Knight's Quest TV, though?
It's a YouTube channel.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we'll... Okay, I'm clicking on that link. I'm gonna go over there. And how many videos does this guy got? Okay, so not too many. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 3 is 18. There's 18 videos. And the newest one was a year ago.
Okay.
The oldest one is 6 years ago.
Are we...
And-
Is this still the Knight's Quest of Buddy Knight? Or is this a different Knight's
It's gotta
Quest?
be. It's the same guy. It's Knight's
okay.
Quest TV. It's the same logo in the
Okay.
banner of the YouTube channel.
Right.
Subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. You know, well, if y'all want us to dig more into Knight's Quest TV, let us know on the Discord, and we'll...
If you want us to dissect and review each of our different doppelgangers, the video game, the marriage
video
and
game.
counseling initiative, I'm sure there are more. We are but one of many.
Yeah, who will be the best Knight's Quest?
Right. That's our quest.
I'm gonna be honest. This guy might be beating us because he has
wait. What's this leading minister, John Danish?
Oh, delicious.
I'm kidding. We were saying doppelgangers and a Jonathan Bismarck. I make
okay.
Yeah, Knight's Quest
I would
TV
not
has
have caught
80.
that.
They have 87 subscribers,
Oh.
and at the moment of this recording, that is more subscribers than we do have. I think active viewers. So
help
this
us
one might.
help us beat knightsquest.org.
Yeah, we gotta beat knightsquest.org. We gotta be number 1. Patrons, it's
Help
your
us
duty.
ruin Buddy Knight's Quest.
Yeah. To be fair, he's been at it for a lot longer than us.
That's true.
Jeez.
That's true.
Frickin'
He does have that head
Operation
start.
Desert Storm.
My goodness.
I even though you just said that 5 minutes ago, I already forgot. This man served in Iraq.
Multiple times.
Yeah. He was so good they brought him back. Yeah.
So yeah, my favorite character would have to be
Buddy Knight.
Buddy Knight. You know what?
Buddy Knight.
You know what though?
Buddy Knight. Yeah.
We gotta do that. These guys.
Oh, we're gonna encounter a Buddy Knight at some
Oh
point.
my god.
And There's yeah.
He has to be the first actual. No, he's not. Okay, so who would Buddy Knight the character be? So he actually has military training.
He's got to be right. He's got to be like some castle or palace guard or something.
Right. So no, he's a castle or palace guard who used to serve like in the wars, but now took an arrow to the knee or whatever, and now he's a palace guard. But he is way too invested in like apparently maybe this castle has a lot of like people like with secrets and like peepholes, and he's like everyone's like no using those. Don't be looking.
He's really invested in like helping parents instruct their kids how not to have unhealthy sexual relationships with spirits.
Oh no.
Okay, to be fair, that sounds important. Like you shouldn't.
Yeah,
I'm on his side on that one.
He's probably got at least 87 people who follow him.
To be fair, there are no like Zeus like spirits that are in Palladium
that we know of.
I'm just gonna say I don't have any of those
that we know of.
I don't want one in my fictional world. I don't want any characters that just swoop down and go, "Hey, look at that lady! I'm gonna take that."
Look at that lady and or animal. Yeah,
and
Zeus
or
was a lot.
Literally anything. We're not having that.
So those are our favorite characters, not main party characters. I think that just
kind of went off the
covers
rails.
it.
Yeah, so mine is Buddy Knight. Yep.
If we can somehow get the cybersexual joke back in there, that's all I want. I don't know how we would do it. Somebody would have to find more technology, like the little electronic beepy thing that Leroy has. We have to find more of that, and then we have to find a robot, and then we have to have Buddy Knight say, "Oh, that robot is I don't know. There's just something about him," and then we would decide that that's his orientation. Yeah,
that's his quest.
That's his quest. At what point is this like legally slander? Do we need to stop?
Unless Buddy Knight's paying $7 a month, he ain't getting behind this paywall.
Literally,
that's all I'm saying. If
fucking Buddy Knight and Knight's Quest Ministries sends us a cease and desist, I'm just gonna send a letter back with just a picture of a phone with the contact being sex.
Call me.
Yeah.
Wait,
you took my number, sir.
Is this the new pull to get people to become patrons? Like, sign up for our Patreon, or else we'll make you a shitty character.
That seems like an incentive to not sign up. Like, I would not sign up.
They would want to be a character, yeah.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Coming for you, Buddy Knight.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, if we do end up getting a cease and desist from Buddy Knight and Knight's Quest Ministries, I legitimately don't know how I would react.
Well, it would be a letter that says, like, Knight's Quest is ordered to cease operations by request of Knight's Quest, and that would just be delightful for all involved.
Right.
We just send it back. We're like, no, you.
Put an Uno reverse card in the mail.
You've activated my trap card.
Be like, same.
What do you got, buddy?
Well, that was a good question.
Do you think whenever he leaves the room, people are like, "Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Hope you find your quest."
Yeah, hope you find your quest.
I can say with 1,000,000% certainty this is not the conversation I was expecting to have when I sat down with the two of you.
But ain't that the most nice quest thing ever, though?
Oh boy!
This is the too hot for TV content that only the patrons have access to. Yeah.
Thank you for your money.
This is the kind of dumb bullshit you guys miss before and after the episodes are recorded.
That's true. Okay, so I was talking to Lauren, my girlfriend, hello. And I was explaining our recording process. I'm like, okay, so we start saying a good night 8:30.
Right.
Which means we start at 8:45.
Yeah, there's 15 minutes of stupid dumb bullshit.
No, to like actually start the Skype call. And then we have to catch up about life. That's another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then we warm up 30 minutes. The episode, let's say that's an hour and 20 minutes of actual recording time.
Sure, yeah.
But then we have to debrief where we talk for half an hour. And then there's another 10, 20 minutes of us saying goodbye.
Right.
Minnesota Goodbye style.
Right.
So by the end of the night, you're lucky to get out by midnight.
It's a tried and true process.
It works.
It just works.
It just works, people. So that's why we don't do double episodes anymore.
Right, but of the three of us, I'm the only one who has like fallen into the habit of waking up late and staying up late just because of partially who I am as a person, but also partially it works for my job hours. So whenever that happens, I'm kind of feeling like this is fine with me.
Yeah.
But like y'all, I feel like I
was like
be
railroaded into like a hard left turn of no, you wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. because either that is when the child is awake or that is when you need to get ready for work. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the day, it's like, all right, kid's in bed. It's 8:30. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
No, that is fair.
I just carried 22, 40-pound pieces of glass up a roof on a ladder. I'm done.
Putting up them solar panels, paying them bills. All right. Question number 2.
Sure.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, let's do yours then.
Yeah, mine's more important because I'm on the show.
Okay. No, we'll just go back and forth. We'll just spice it.
Oh, I had just taken a drink of water.
What? This is. I do have an answer, but I'm curious about your guys' answers. What is something that you either want to be in Knight's Quest or expected to be in Knight's Quest, and it just isn't there?
Sure.
Okay.
Those are 2 different questions.
Yes.
Also, here's what I expected. I expected each season to be a different story.
Oh, really?
Like, that's what I expected.
Okay.
And, like, for the main characters to, like, travel around to, like, different time periods even. But then that didn't happen.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
And so, like, the original idea behind, like, the item cards would be then between each travel, you could only take some of them with you.
Oh.
Cool. Okay.
But then, like, we were wrapping up
cards.
season 1, and I'm like, yeah, we just getting started. Like, we're not even close to that, so.
It's only just begun.
Just only beginning. But we'll be getting there with season 4.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah.
So that's what I expected. I'll say that. That's what I expected. Back in the beginning. What do I want? That's tough. Well, Jake, if you got your answer.
Yeah, I 100% expected there to be more. I expected there to be more fighting, and not even just like I expected there to be more conflict on like an episode to episode basis, because I'm like approaching this as like a tabletop RPG of like that's what you do, but it's definitely way more like story oriented. And when I say I expected that, I'm not saying I'm disappointed at all.
For sure.
That's just what I expected coming into it, and it was absolutely so much not that since then, which is great.
Right.
And then like something that I want to be in it, I want more history. Like I feel like we're existing in this world that seems to be so like it's very established, but the way that we divulge stuff about history is just in these big lump chunks of like we ask a question and then somebody goes, oh well, you see, and they go into like a long paragraph explaining the whole thing. And I wish that there was more organic or more like show don't tell ways of like,
and it's hard to do that on like a audio medium. Like obviously people do that. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's definitely hard. And I feel it's hard. I got defensive, but
well, no, I was going to lead into
too.
saying like I'm hoping we can do that with like season 4, like explore more of the world in like a different way than we've been doing, because I feel like the way that we've been doing Knight's Quest is very centric on the characters and what they're doing, and I'm hoping that we can either play characters that are more formative to the Knight's Quest world and show kind of their journey or whatever, or play characters in a different time period or earlier on and kind of see the building blocks of what our story is now.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're tapping into one of the questions coming up soon, so I'll just touch a little bit on it. But yeah, I think that's what I want to do with season 4 for sure. Is mainly making it so that way all of our characters know what's going on in the world. Because right now, season 3, Knight's Quest, Gorg and Grilta know what's going on, and so that's just me. And so you guys have to be asking questions. Well, what is this? What is this? Versus like in episode 1, we could just say, oh, I'm going to this person's house. And you're like,
right.
Yep,
right.
They exist. So I want to make that where all of our characters, maybe there's like one dummy, but like all 3 of us have the power to just say things, and unless I go, actually that breaks like a thing I knew about that I just haven't shared. Like, so 90% of the time it'll just be like, yep, it is now true because you said it.
Yeah, isn't it true that really only works at the beginning of each story? Like, by definition, we have to keep running into new things and things we don't understand, right? Like,
you can have like learned, traveled people.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Yeah, they'll probably bump into things like some things they don't know, but like all of our like the majority of our party are like hometown people. Like they know Goldon, right. And they don't know really what's outside of it, which is, that's a tried and true fantasy model. Like, I mean, that's what.
We're the conduit for the audience in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's been done before, but I think as far as improv goes, I think I enjoyed it most when we all created stuff together.
Yeah, when we were like, the fucking bar in town is the shits and giggles, and we're like, yup.
Yeah, but it is now.
Right,
I just like that.
But didn't that only work because we had just started? Like.
But like we like even in Hidgety and even in the Gate, there were times where like we stopped and we were like, okay, we need an animal or like something, and so like
that's true.
I think what Nathan's saying is like with this established like world that we have, Nathan knows what's happening and we as our characters don't, and so he's hoping that in this new season, like the set rule will be this,
yep.
Like. This is the world. You are a knowledgeable and learned person. So Jamie, when you go, what's happening? Nathan will go, I don't know, Jamie, what's happening? You tell me.
Yeah, because I think you guys, like, I know things about this world, but I don't know everything. I know like a couple things that I then build off of. Mm-hmm. Like I intentionally, when I world build, I'll like create like a skeleton or just like even like a bone, and I'm like, we'll start from here.
Right.
And because like I think. Like it's like a seed for planning a story, and so that's how I've built a good chunk of this world. Is like here's spots where we could start a story, where there like it could grow in so many directions and it wouldn't bump into anything else, and it could just be free to do whatever it needs to.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, here's a correct answer. Oh, that wasn't it. Nope, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So anyway, Jamie, what are things that you want?
I've been trying to think of any expectations I had, and I'm struggling to think of any that are specific, because when we started
expected more nights
more quests. When we started, I had basically zero experience with D&D, with role playing at all, except maybe just like listening to the Adventure Zone, and when we started, I kind of learned right away that we were not doing that style of storytelling where one person has the story that they are planning out and writing. Because in a very real sense, you're doing much less of that, and it's much more about the improv, So at that point, I was like, oh, okay, so that is going to be different in a major way. So I can't think of anything. I was like, we will definitely be doing this, and then that didn't happen, I've just been kind of vaguely bewildered for most of the time we're playing in a positive way, if that makes sense. Yeah. Is there anything I want to be different in Knight's Quest?
Or just something that doesn't exist that you want to exist?
Oh, okay.
Also, Jake, I just realized this is like the quintessential nighttime question, but you just flipped it.
It's a great question, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would always ask, what do you want to happen? What do you expect will happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you just did, what did you expect? What do you, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And
you tried to pull it over me.
No, this is a past tense, when then at the end we'll do a future tense.
This is going to sound like a non-answer. I can't think of anything, because
that's fair.
If I had been like, boy, I really hope that such and such ends up being a component of Knight's Quest, I probably would have just brought it up.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have been like, hey guys, can we have dragons? Like, I want dragons. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Now, we not necessarily would have made it happen, because not every single idea has to magically become part of the story, but I would have at least. I like to think I would have. I like to think I would have brought it up.
This segues into a question asked by Drooper on Discord. Thank you, Drooper.
Discord Drew.
The question is, and I know Drew, and he's been asking me this question in real life.
Okay.
He's like, what can you tell us about the Spirit Civil War? So,
ooh, yeah.
I'm gonna give you something, but not much, because the reason I've been very vague about this is, like we've said, it's gonna be the setting of season 4.
Right.
So like season 4 is gonna be taking place in the midst of this, so I don't want to like give it all away. 2, that's kind of like one of the mysteries we have going over this show. Like I've intentionally made that a mystery, and
for sure.
You guys will learn more about that in some of the episodes we've recorded for January. So like a little bit more is coming. I mean, not a ton, but we got some crumbs for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been very intentional about being secretive about that, because I know it's something people are interested in. But I want to give you content. Like I'm not gonna be like, I'll never answer this. But part of it is too, like I don't have every detail of this of this war figured out. Like I don't have every tiny, like I don't know who all the spirits are. Like there are spirits that we can make up. Like there's more room for that.
Yeah.
I don't know every facet of this war because it's hundreds of years long. I'm not that psycho to like detail every single portion of that. I do know some big parts though.
Right.
So some details I think I would be willing to give about it is, it wasn't how the world started. Like the world wasn't started in the war, but it was pretty early on in Palladium's history. That being said, it wasn't like a billion years ago. Like when I say that the world of Palladium is 2,000 plus years old, that's it. Like that is how many years old it is. So like it's within history.
Right.
Like prehistoric. What else could I give?
I find it absolutely fascinating to think that like some of the cultures, and I'm actually just talking from conjecture here, so what I'm saying is not necessarily, oh, Jamie dropped a spoiler. I literally don't know, right? I'm just making stuff up. I find it really fascinating, the idea that, like, there are cultures and groups of people in Palladium now that, like, as far as the scope of the world goes, that's sort of recent. Like, imagine if England or something was like, oh, yeah, we have records about when the gods fought. Like England is older than that, you know? Like, that's absolutely buck wild to think about.
I mean,
I just find that super interesting.
J.R.R. Tolkien stated that when he wrote the Lord of the Rings series and all of the history and backstory for that series, that he was basing it on the true history of England, which he found like books and records of in like a library in England. Like these are apparently books that you either can or can't see.
I have a book, and I think you gave this book to me, Jake. The like complete history of Middle Earth or whatever. And supposedly, when it says Middle Earth, it doesn't mean inside Earth. It means the middle of the Earth's history.
Right.
And it's like a Pangea kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm getting to the end of it now, but I'm reading through the Silmarillion, which is like the Bible of the Lord of the Rings universe. It's like from creation until Fellowship.
Yeah.
And so it details the first age where like God and his like direct underlings like created the world, and then the second age where like the elves and the main spirits and everything like inhabited that world, and then the third age after that, and then the whole world literally shifts and changes and becomes Middle Earth.
Bro, that line you just said, from creation to fellowship, is the Bible, and I'm like, whoa.
Oh damn, it is.
That's what that is, though.
That's what it is.
That's
that
what that
tracks,
is, though.
yeah.
That's what, bro. Yeah, that's wild.
It's just Bibles all the way down. Yeah.
It's everything's the Bible. Got him. Tricked you again. Second time. We tricked you again. You fell for it the first time, and now it's the second time. This has been the whole Bible.
This has been Buddy Knight's quest the whole time.
No, but like for real.
He's got it.
Can we have a beer that's just Bud Knight?
But it's not a parody off Bud Light. It's a parody off of Buddy Knight. It's
Buddy Knight, yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds
what
like
if,
Bud Light.
Okay, so no, Buddy Knight is, as we've learned, his character.
Yeah.
He's a guard, palace guard, who used to serve in the war, but took probably an arrow to the knee, and is very concerned about everyone's privacy, but also on the side has his own brewery.
Yes.
Where he sells.
I can see this. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other stuff about Spirit War. Because, yeah, you're going to learn a lot eventually.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil anything.
Because we know, like, what do we know up to... I'm trying to think of what I know up to this point.
No, you guys recap what we know.
Yeah, because we know the writer was on one side of it. Like, he was specifically... Like, he was not like, oh, I'm going to be neutral and oversee. Like, no, he was on one side.
Correct, yep.
There were at least some specific spirits on the other side, which is very fascinating to think about. And, like, spirits
they were
that
like, hey,
still...
creator God that made everything? Nah, fuck you don't know shit.
But what I find fascinating is that they're still alive. At least I think they are.
Yep.
Or at least
one
some
of
of
them
them are. Yeah. And the other thing I know is that Mirjik had some part to play in that conflict, and even I think switched sides at some point.
Yep, we did say that. Yep.
A couple spirits have talked about it, like, oh, back then, and like they're clearly still super riled up about it, you know? Like it did not it's definitely not something people look back on like, oh, that was a pleasant time. Like it's the fucking spirit war,
the good old days.
Yeah.
It definitely still feels like a fresh wound.
Yeah.
Which for spirits that would probably make sense, you know, when
right.
I think like D&D dragons who like hold grudges on entire races. It would probably be something like that.
Or over centuries.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I haven't. I'm glad you said that because there's a couple things I thought I had shared that I guess I had not, and I wonder if I want to say it.
Entirely possible that you have, and I forgot it because
you know what?
I forget things. Yeah.
Let's make the Patreon people work. You know, like I want to see, like you were talking about how we want to see like the Red Line crew, like people trying to solve all the mysteries.
Oh yeah, the red thread on the poster board. Yeah.
I will say this: there has definitely been. There are, let's see, one. I guess that's all kind of one. There's one super big secret that I do plan on revealing by the end of the season.
Oh, excellent.
And have left many clues throughout the seasons, but I'm trying to drop more in this one.
Oh, no.
And I would love to see someone try to guess it, but it's very...
It won't be me.
I was actually going to say, are they clues that me and Jake have noticed in the slightest or no?
I will say this, we have not talked about the clues.
Okay.
You got we've talked about the writer's assistant. We've talked like the characters and you guys, we've talked about that. This thing is something that at least within the podcast, I don't know what y'all talk about, listeners at home. I mean, maybe you've talked about it.
Right.
But we on the podcast have not openly talked about these clues, at least as them being clues. Like we've obviously mentioned them because they're in the podcast. So I've been scheming, and I've been scheming this one since. This is one of those secrets I've known since day one. Like, this is not a thing I decided halfway through the show. Like, I knew it from the beginning. So, I'm excited to drop that.
Excellent.
So, if y'all can crack that code.
I don't think I have any, schemes that I've been planning that long. Like, I've had some stuff with Jonathan building for a while, but nothing that's been from, day one.
You quimp looking.
Level quimp, first of all.
Yep.
That's something I've genuinely thought about. Like, the other day I had this fear, like, what if I died? No one would know this stuff because I've, told nobody.
Oh, I thought you were going to say no one would know what level quimp means, yeah.
Well, Jake would know. Like, if I died, these mysteries would remain mysteries forever. And no one would even know that there was a mystery to begin with. So, that's why I'm saying it now.
So it's some small grace, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying it now, so in case I die, y'all can at least dig for it.
I don't think I have, I know this is not the point of the question, but I don't believe I have any more secrets for my characters. I will occasionally have, I'm planning to do a thing and the next episode, and it'll, surprise Nathan and Jake a little bit, but I don't think I have any, I don't think I have any big secrets left. I had a couple of fun ideas with Trouble. That's mostly finished up. Rainer, I don't think I've anything. I don't think I've had any huge plans ever since the ring in the bag trick. So
was a good
everything
trick.
with Raynor is pretty straightforward now. He is just trying to get to the end of this wild quest. Holy shit! Can we call these night times wild quest?
We can call this one Wild
We
Quest.
gotta have like a sick, like Will Smith style intro.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, hold on, I'm writing that down. This one is definitely called Wild Quest.
The Wild Quest.
Oh my goodness.
It's a great movie.
I think I've seen it, but it's been such a long time.
So yeah, to wrap up answering Drew's question,
Right.
I don't want to drop any details because like this is stuff that I do want all listeners to know. Like this isn't like, oh, this is just like a fun bonus fact. I'm like, this is like key plot information.
Oh, that's
so
fair,
anything
yeah.
that I do want to reveal, I'll reveal in the main episode. But I guess I can get. I want to give you something. I'll say this: on one side, the two main forces was the writer and the lover. That
Right.
was one side, and then there were 5 other spirits who were the main forces on the other side, and we have mentioned one of them, but we've not met any of them yet.
Oh, okay. So you're definitely not saying the 5, like the.
No.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's not like.
Okay, so there's your fun new development that you can help with your theories. Everybody listening, the 5 on the other side are not just the 5 Rillian
Heinous gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of them is one of those.
One of
5,
them
but
could
it's
be.
not just.
But there's
not
so
just
much
all.
more.
Actually, no. I think we have. Hold on, let me think. Which ones? We've for sure said the name of one of them, and we have alluded to a second.
Oh, okay.
But 3 of them I know for a fact I've not brought up at all.
Cool.
But I will eventually.
Jamie, earlier when you said such a long time, that's one phrase that always triggers, like immediately it triggers a memory in my mind, and I only ever hear it in this English accent because in the movie Labyrinth, with the David Bowie one, when she's going through, Hoggle is helping her, and they go through the area with the stone faces. They're like, "Turn back," and he's like, "Oh, shut up, will you?" He's like, "Oh, come on, I haven't said it in such a long time." And he's like, "Oh, fine, but don't expect any reaction from us." "Oh, no, of course not. Turn back." And so I always think of such a long time.
I just watched that.
That sounded very Sean Bean. The way you said
Oh,
that.
hell yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Winter is coming, but not for such a long time.
There's
Yeah,
something
actually.
absolutely delightful about like the spooky faces that like give you the omens of doom, but then like you push them a little bit and it's just like, no, this is just our job. We think it's kind of fun. Like,
Yeah.
We got one more question.
okay.
Lauren also asked, what was one moment you each loved the most from the last 3 seasons?
Nice.
It's a great question.
Yeah, this kind of question is always fun because I either get to gush about my favorite stuff or I remember something from y'all that I haven't thought of in a while. So either way, it's a win-win.
Okay, so like
Season
one
1.
moment from each of the 3 seasons or one moment from just the past 100?
I cannot pick one moment from the past 100 episodes, so I'm going to break it up into 3 seasons.
Sure.
Season 1, I would say my favorite moment is the moment when the mine, like the smoke comes out of the mine, because the party wasn't necessarily all together, and there was this great montage of like what everybody was doing.
Oh, yeah.
And so like Quiz was passed out and like was completely unaware that anything was happening, and it was just this really cool like slice of life of like calamity is going on and like everybody is experiencing it differently, and I just really liked that moment.
And it was a big shift in the entire status quo. Yeah. That was pretty earth shaking.
Wow, you really worked for that one.
No, I didn't think of it until after I already said, like, oh, it's a big deal.
Man, like moments that come to my head, like I think moments I'm most proud of are like the finale for The Gate.
Ooh, nice.
I thought that just wrapped up so many things and was so cool.
Yeah.
The Azomite episode, I was just really proud of how that turned out.
Excellent.
Just because it was so different, but like that was something that like audio wise, like the effects, I'd been really like that. That was very different from what we normally did.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know if we ever talked about this, but in the Azomite episode, the weird noise behind each person's like little fear conversation, we might have mentioned this in the nighttime. I don't remember.
Oh,
but
I
asked Jake and Jamie to just like talk as like this is what their character would be saying in that moment, and then I stretched it out and underlaid it.
That's right.
The whole conversation.
It's so much slower and so like different that
And
you can't even really
yeah.
tell it's a person speaking. Yeah.
Yep.
It made for a very cool effect.
So that again, I was just proud of the audio of that.
For sure.
Favorite moments, man. There's so many.
Well,
Let's bounce as we think about it.
Yeah, season 2, Bartuk.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
all of
Oh,
him?
yeah.
Yeah,
Or like his death moment.
Like, yeah, I mean the whole everything. Like Bartuk as a moment, because from the beginning, I expected him to be kind of a throwaway character because he was like the first person they talked to at the gate, and
He's literally just some dude. Yeah.
it became so much more than that, and then it started interlocking with Ajax and like everything else, and it was just like. Yeah, I loved playing Bartuk, and he was such a great and endearing character, and he moved the plot well.
Oh yeah,
He did.
And I'm
glad he's not dead anymore too.
Yeah, and I got to do so much cool shit with him, like with his like with his like Scorpion Army brothers, like during the final fight, and like having the battle on top of the gate. It was just like such an awesome character to play with.
Definitely.
I love Bartuk.
Us gradually realizing how much we like were just enamored with this man, and also him gradually becoming more and more powerful.
Yeah,
was so great.
Also, I did also really love the assassination with Katrina in the Overgrown District.
Yeah.
Like that whole
boy.
everything was really fun.
Katrina's arc, I think, was so. This is something that always baffles me. Is like we set out to just dick around in a fun fantasy world, and we somehow multiple times have stumbled upon real, like personal, relational trauma, or like healing, or like heart-to-heart conversations that most of the time, sometimes we plan, but most of the time just kind of like it happens because we all set out with the same mindset of how would I, like, if I was this person, what would I do? And sometimes that doesn't result in haha penis. It results in I'm mad at you, mom, for what you did. Like, that's what happens when we like are in the character.
Yeah.
And so anytime that happens
say,
is a favorite moment.
Like, yeah, Katrina's arc through season 2 was so compelling, and so like everything that it affected between like the parent counseling side of things to like Katrina like rectifying her own issues with like running away and her like stuff with her parents, and like Salazar trying to be affectionate the only way he knew how. Like it was just such a human real thing, and it was really cathartic to do.
I can't remember. So we obviously had the dramatic reveal where we showed that Celeste, Katrina's mom, didn't have a shadow. Yeah. Did I say in the episode what she traded her shadow for?
I don't think so.
Yes.
I feel like I must have.
I think you did.
Big.
I think it was...
Because I know what it was.
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure she traded it for, like, the request of, like, how can I get my family back together? Does that sound...
Yeah, it was to get her family back.
Does that sound
together,
familiar?
Yeah.
I think, okay, yeah. I was... And to be clear, the only reason that I'm having trouble remembering this is because it was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
I'm sure at the time in the episode you can go back and I'm like, whoa, that's so crazy. That's so emotional. Oh my God.
I'll never forget this.
I'll never forget.
We have so many characters. Like we said earlier, like, and most of them I can remember. Like, I mean, like when you say the name, I'm like, oh yeah, that person, and like here's their quirk or here's their arc. Like obviously
Yeah.
some of them were only around for a short time, so they didn't have like arcs or anything. But like they're all like memorable, which I think is a testament to us that I can remember multiple guards' names. Like,
Right?
Jimmy, what are some of your favorite moments? I feel like Jack and I have been sharing.
Yeah. I'm thinking about season 1, and this is not the funniest moment, although there's funny things about it. It's not the most emotional moment, although like there's one scene in it that's emotional. But I am so happy with the Gorf Ball tournament.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
how much fun every part of that was, and like when we were just recording and deciding what the teams would be and what people's stats would be.
Everyone's
and, like,
stats and their
Yeah.
history.
Oh yeah, everybody had a Gorf
was a
Ball
good time.
stat. And I really loved, I mean, this probably goes without saying, but it was fun to put in a weird new kind of like peppy music for that whole bit. And it was fun, like, having all that music cut out on the final dice roll that like shocked everyone because it was a nat 20 or something.
Can we
To
talk about your music for a second here, sir?
I mean,
Sir? I don't
no,
think you'll
you
understand.
can't. I forbid it.
Here's how my editing process works, right?
Yeah.
So I clean up the files. I cut out all the ums and the pauses. I ship it off to Jamie. He works on it. He sends me the music and says, put them here. I'm like, great. I add the little part at the beginning. Hate doing that, but I add it. And then I don't listen to the music beforehand. I'll just line it up, put it where he says to, and then listen to it in the moment. And like most of the time, I'm just sitting there going like, bruh. Like, what? This is absolutely wild. Like even the little like wah, wah sound effects, I'm just like, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Like the last one, that Smash Bros cover, dude. Not only was it funny, but it moved me. Like I was emotionally moved by that.
Wow. Okay. I was so nervous about that.
For me, the editing process kind of goes like I sit down and goof around for like a couple hours with some very good friends of mine, and
So cool.
I afterwards completely forget about everything that was said. I don't remember a single conversation that was had or what my characters did. That I
Well, yeah,
didn't
but
write
all
down in
three
my
of us
notes.
forget that. Like,
And then a little while later,
What, 2 months later?
I get a notification from my podcast app that an episode of Knight's Quest has been posted, and I pull it up, and it's like a completely different show that I wasn't a part of, but with like I'm floored by like the music and the transitions and
man.
like the flowing storytelling of this like seamlessly unbroken conversation that the characters are having, and
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we
just,
definitely
like,
had that conversation
transported.
from A to B.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was no breaks, no cuts.
Well, Jake, that is very similar to how I feel when I get the draft. And I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to listen through this again to start working on music ideas. And I suddenly stumble upon something like the Pemberley and Simmons conversation. And I get to listen through that again and just realize, like, holy crap, this isn't just like a funny thing that I was in the room for with my friends. This is like genuinely good. I want to say this is good TV, even though that doesn't make any sense, right? But
this
like,
isn't just funny for us.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
just funny.
Guys, it's Night's Quest TV. Come on.
That's what's TV, of course.
I just realized the past like however many minutes has just been us going like, hey, we're really great. Yeah, we're the best. But like,
I feel like
we don't need to tell our patrons that. They already know.
no.
Awesome.
The questions were specifically about like, what's your favorite da-da-da, and I feel like that makes sense. We don't need to feel bad for that.
What I was going to transition into is
Yeah.
like, because all three of us are involved in not 100% of the show,
Yeah.
we all get to be surprised by things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then when the final product comes together, we're like, how did it get here? Like it's like seeing a cake and you're like, I started with dry powder and this thing that came out of chicken, but how is this delicious cake? Like, how did we get here? You know?
What I was trying to originally get at before I was rudely interrupted to talk about how cool I am at music, was the golf ball scene was just really funny because there was a bit where Nathan's like, "Hey, what did you roll?" at the end of the final match, and Jake was like, "You're not gonna believe me." And all three of us are just kind of like, "Stop, no way, it can't be, it's impossible." And then that was the big reveal of like the champion of the golf ball game, and we got to describe how it played out, and we got to like make that part of its own really specific looking scene to put in everybody's head, and like all the characters are celebrating and stuff, and like it wasn't the most plot important thing in the world, but it was so much fun.
It was though, because like from that tournament we've got the conversation with Mirjik and Raynor.
Oh yeah,
he was
that's
kind
true.
of like, bro, you gotta do something, and also that propelled the better business. And I think that's where the jingle came out. I think that's when they asked Quiz to do summon jingle.
Oh,
Everything's better with better.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And that led to us playing actual golf ball in real life.
Which I will never get over. The fact that really happened is so wild.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again. This
It's a bit of a stranger than fiction moment for sure.
Well, we are already at like an hour of recording.
Right,
we did it.
Yeah.
So before we wrap this up, I'm probably going to say this. You're all going to get sick of this, listeners. But thank you so much for supporting with your time and your money.
For real. Thank you.
The three of us did not expect this kind of response.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I honestly didn't think anyone would even give at the better tier. Like, I just kind of put it out there. Like, I thought it'd just be the lower ones. So
to think that anyone would even like listen to our dumb show.
Yeah. Just to start with that.
Yeah.
Let alone hundreds of hours of content. Over 100, not hundreds yet. So, yeah, thank you guys.
I was gone for the first couple of days after the Patreon went up. So I didn't have a chance to listen to the episode. Like I knew we were going to do the announcement and stuff, but I didn't have a chance to listen to it until like I don't know, Monday maybe. But I got back and I had a message from Nathan that was like, "Yo, did you guys know we have 3 people who are already giving it the highest tier?"
Yeah.
That was so wild. That was like it just kind of suddenly hit me like, "Oh, this is a thing." Well, I already knew that people want to listen to this show, right? I don't want to make it sound like I'm shocked by that, but there was something really special about seeing those donations. You know, like I don't think it's too money obsessed to say like, "Oh wow, that's awesome," you know?
Yeah, it's definitely now at a point where like. We're already at a point where we're now covering the cost of just maintaining the show. So again, we're already there, and it's not even been a week since we launched. So
it's kind of incredible, yeah.
Yeah, and we now cover cost, and so now all money is going to go straight towards like. I know Jake and I both need computers, better ones.
I just need a new fan, like
you
a
need
quieter
a new fan.
Right.
I need a new laptop that will genuinely save hours off my life on editing because it'll just sit there and think about it for too long. So yeah, that's actually like your money is actually going towards making this show better, and
making it better.
For that. Better, got him.
He said the thing.
So yeah, as far as what the next bonus episode will be, I'm gonna pull up that poll, and see what's currently leading. Obviously, we're gonna bounce around. We're not gonna do just the same bonus episode every month,
right.
Unless people are like, they're like, we just want this. That's all we want. But based off the poll, that's not what I'm seeing. Yeah, it looks like the one that's currently leading is wanting more Playdome lore, which obviously we all talked about wanting more too. So, Jamie and I, we had talked about this. So when I originally put that in the poll, my thought was, I guess I'll record me talking about some of my world building notes and just, that'll be fine. But then Jamie, you had the idea. Do you want to say it?
Sure, yeah. I I want to make it clear. This is not like me seeking out Nathan and leaving Jake out of it. It's just that we happen to live in the same house. So
Yeah,
like,
so in the kitchen, yeah.
So like while I'm microwaving some pizza, I'm like, hey, what do you think about Knight's Quest? And like that, it's that kind of thing. The idea I was thinking of is like, okay, we want to learn more about Palladium lore. What if that were a playable game, you know? Like, what if that were another one-shot type of thing? We've already done sort of similar things before that, you know, where we play as characters through whatever setting we want to.
Yep.
And in this case, if the point is specifically to learn about Palladium's history and stuff like that, we were just... Oh, I wish I could remember everything we said, because we were bouncing around random stuff like Magic School Bus type, like our characters have like a spirit who's putting us in different situations and teaching us educational things.
But then they're like our like Palladium lore characters. Like,
yes,
I would obviously I'd play a spirit. You guys would play two like normal people or whoever,
right?
Who
right.
then get whisked away on these adventures throughout Palladium time and history.
Oh,
to then
that's
learn
right.
stuff. And then they can, like, every time we do another lore episode, it's the same main characters, but then they go and meet, like, and in this one, they're going to go meet, you know, like Benjamin Franklin, right? They're going to go meet this important historic figure. Oh, look.
Yeah. That's right. I said I didn't want the spirit to be too OP, so my idea was he's not doing it on purpose or choosing where to send them. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
And these two guys are just somewhere. Like, not again. Come on. I didn't want
Wait, where are we? Oh, this is interesting. Cool.
Yeah, great. I didn't want to be thrown 500 years into the past, but I guess that's what I'm doing with my Saturday.
That's also kind of like how Doctor Who works sometimes. Yeah. Like sometimes they're like, hey, we're going here. And sometimes they're like, oh, crap. We're on the planet that's about to explode. Oh, no. Or also Loki, too. That happened in that show as well.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, it's been done before, and we're like, that would make it even better.
People like that stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So most likely that will be, unless we're unable to like find a time to record, in which case I'll probably throw out something else we've recorded.
Right.
Like I can do. That will probably be the December episode. Will be us jumping into, I think, you know, let's go and visit. Well, or should we put up to a poll? Let's do a poll.
Okay.
I think a poll. I like polls.
All right. Well, I'll do a poll once December hits of what time period do you want this episode to take place in? I've got a couple ideas I think I would be cool with that I know we'd never visit in like the proper show, but would still be fun. So
Right.
Because it can't be that good that they'd be the proper show, but still good. So yeah, we'll do that. If you guys have more questions, please submit them on the Discord. Thank you again to Lauren and Drew for submitting yours. Again, I'm not sure when we'll do our next nighttime, so there's no rush.
Right.
Again, we're only doing one bonus episode a month, so it might be a few months before we do that. But if we see a huge
influx of questions,
yeah, that might prompt us to do another nighttime. Yep. Jake and Jamie, before we wrap this up, anything else you want to say to our magicians?
I mean, do we do our questions?
We did. That was all three. Yeah.
What?
Oh, do you mean the classic? What do you want to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh. I mean, I feel like we kind of already did. But you know what? Let's talk about it. But instead of in the story, let's talk in relation to the show. Like production,
okay.
Everything. So what do you want to happen? What do you expect to happen? I'll go first. I want to stay on track with our nice cushion of episodes and recording. What I expect to happen is we'll have a nice rhythm for a couple weeks, and then it'll be about a month without recording, and we'll all stress out and be like, and then it'll be fine in the end.
I mean, as far as what I want to happen, like, can I, like...
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah. Can I just finally share my secret innermost thoughts about Knight's Quest, which is, like, what I want is to get big and like do this for my job and do cons and stuff. Like as long as we're talking about it, I want a lot. Like I want big things selfishly. Like that's what I want
to do a live show. That's what I want. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do I expect will happen? With that question just makes me think more short term, like the end of season 3 and stuff. It makes me think of probably me being nervous about like if Raynor and the hero journey and everything is gonna be fun and interesting enough, and then realizing that it was a little silly to worry so much about that. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think Garca and Varden are gonna be very interesting. I think we're gonna run into a lot of wild characters. And I think all this Murgic stuff is going to come to a head in a very bizarre way that I'm probably not expecting.
I'm so excited for that.
If you guys saw the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, there's a bit where Eggman is like, I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count. Like, that's how I feel about whatever is going to go down in Season 3. Yes. I know that's a very vague answer, but that's how I feel.
No, that was good. That was a great answer.
Thank you.
I want to do more stuff with Jonathan. I want Quist to learn more magic. I want...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I want stuff with Grorg to happen in Garca.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that for sure.
Right. And again, this is stuff that is going to happen. So I suppose that's whatever.
I mean, your wants can also happen. Like
Yeah, I set the bar real low to stuff I know is going to happen.
I know. I love how, like, yours, Jake, your and my wants are things like, I hope, mine was like, hope we just keep recording. You're like, I hope the plot continues. James is like, I want to make money.
I want to make $1 million. Yeah.
I do. I mean, that also, I mean, while we're talking about it, I would love to do this kind of shit for my job and make, like, be able to, like, quit doing stuff and just sit at home and do silly, dumb shit with my friends all day.
For real, though, if this became my job, I would definitely commit real time to A, making this a game that people can actually play, like actually getting that done.
Oh, I got you.
And B, making the book I want to make that takes place in this world. Like those would be things I'd be like, so like that's, if you want that to happen, get more people to join a Patreon, because then that will happen.
I don't know why when you said you were going to commit more time, for some reason my brain was so sure you were going to be like, I would commit crimes to make that happen.
I would commit crimes against the law. I interrupted you, sorry.
What I expect to happen is I expect to have at least one cutaway to what Katrina and Run and
we will.
Raish are doing. I expect it to take... Well, I can't say that anymore because we have one more travel episode. I expect us to stay in Garca for longer than we anticipated.
Yeah.
And I expect more goofy characters and endearing voices that we can't bear to let go.
I want to mention that, like, we're there longer than we thought, because fans, you and us are in the same boat. Of sometimes we all are like, all right, let's get the plot. We gotta move. We gotta do something. We gotta move this plot.
Right.
But also, our favorite moments are the dumb, silly, not plot moments. And also, to respond to Austin, who isn't a patron yet, maybe he'll listen to someday.
Wow.
I was gonna make a meme about this, but like he's like, I'm gonna fight you because you didn't have a Leroy talk to his parents in the Saki Taki call. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I get it. You want to have some character stuff. But also, out of the same mouth was, can we keep the plot moving? And I'm like, I can't give you both. What do you want from me?
You can either have, and then they talked, or you can have the whole conversation.
Yeah. Right. One moves the plot.
But in a way, we are really trying to do both because we love both so much, Like
we love both.
We have so much fun setting up these silly characters and talking to them, and just like even talking to our old characters and just like role playing those conversations. But we also so dearly want to get to some of the big stuff that's coming.
I've come to view Knight's Quest as a shonen anime. Like that's how I picture it in my head. In the fact that it's super long and drawn out, but you really get to know the characters.
That's fair, yeah.
But there's like really big epic things that happen. But then there's also like dumb beach episodes. Like you get all of it, and it lasts for longer than it should. But it's good.
Oh yeah.
You had a good time along the way.
Has anyone else? I'm putting myself out there, and this might be the stupidest thing I've ever said. Has anyone else been listening to a song, and imagined like a montage style, like anime music video recounting the events of Knight's Quest in a very intense and exciting way?
Yes, I have.
With the song. Good. I'm glad that's not just me.
I have done that a couple times.
I do that with a lot of different shows and stories and whatever that I'm into. So I really love that I myself have put Knight's Quest on that same level.
Yeah. Like the moment that you were like, "Oh, guys, the famous big trees, like the Bawayu."
The one in the Bawayu. Oh no, wait a minute.
That's this one.
That's this one though.
Okay. Well, I think we have exhausted our time.
Yeah.
On this one, but that just means we just had a good conversation. We were worried we wouldn't fill this sucker, and look at us go. We did it. Though a good chunk of this was on Buddy Night, so.
A good chunk of this was knightsquest.org, yeah.
So, there's that too. So, yeah, one final time. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. You give us joy and make us even more excited to do the show.
I wanna re-emphasize a thing that Nathan said in the last announcement, which is please don't ever feel like you morally obligated to be a patron, to donate more money or to or to give us more or anything like that. Like, give what you're comfortable with. Give what you feel like I can definitely afford this. Like, the important thing is that you're doing well. Anything after that is just a delightful bonus that helps us run a weird show, you know? Like,
yep.
Counterpoint, devil's advocate, bankrupt yourself. We want the money.
No. No. Don't do that ever, please. Not for us.
I'm just picturing people listening to this, and there's a tiny me on one shoulder and a tiny Jake on the other.
Yeah, and literally none of them going, "Oh yeah, you're right. That's a good idea."
That was Jonathan talking, not Jake.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
And we'll see you in the Patreon polls.
Yeah.
And all the, if you're listening to this when it first comes out, all the bonus stuff coming out on the main feed in December. Yeah. So
December 2021.
All right.
It's true.
Cool. I'm not going to put announcements at the end of this because that's stupid. So do one of you guys want to say the closer line?
And that's how it is.
No.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Do you usually... It's and may your place in the story belong, right? So what do you say before the and?
Just...
Other announcements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the announcements.
Announcements for this week. I am a really cool guy. That's an important one. Let's see. And may your place in the story belong. Yeah.
I like that you extended the long.